all know we're nearing end times. We watch
Nick Cage is left behind.
So every day is one day closer.
Yeah, one day closer to the end, and that's why we gotta all be ready. I have rarely read a story that I think more kind of dials us into the fact that we're probably close, you guys. And it wasn't just Sky Mall. It was also this. Let me introduce you to a cat. His name is Bart. Bart has an owner who loves him very, very much. And one day Bart is out on the road and
This is messed up.
This is a really dark story that has an interesting ending, but I'm not going to be able to get through this that well. So Bart gets just plowed over by a car. Bart is dead in the middle of the road, and his owner comes out. The owner's name is Ellis. Ellis is 52 years old. And he comes out to find his beloved companion dead in the middle of the road. The landscaper, according to the story, was so distraught after losing the companion that he called his friend because he had the cat since it was, the article says that he had been losing the companion that he had since he was a kitten, which I assume means the cat was a kitten. So
this would be a very interesting story. The person that owns the cat,
Ellis
as a kitten.
Ellis says, "quote We were so close I couldn't stand to bury him. I put him on the shoulder of the road and went and got my friend David. David dug a hole and buried the cat 4 feet underneath the ground. And
4 feet.
4
4
feet.
feet.
Well, that's cat standard. You have 6 feet for people, 4 feet for cats." 1.5 foot for a mouse. Cricket you can just drop on the
Just
ground.
put the mouse in my closet. It's fine.
Right. Right.
Mice take care of that by themselves, actually. They have a whole process.
I don't want to get too far into this, but did the guy have like a bobcat like digger, or did he just dig 4 feet into the ground with a shovel?
Well, he's got
Which would take up like a day and a half.
I'm gonna answer your question with this, Jesse. If you had a cat that had died, I would bury it 4 feet for you. That's what kind of friend David was to Ellis. So David, how about that?
It's like turning into a Bible story.
Well, it gets worse. So David buries the cat, and it was just a really hard time. So 5 days later, David knocks on the door, opens up the door. Ellis opens the door. And according to Ellis, I open the door and my neighbor's standing there with my cat in her hand. No. She said, "Bart is not dead." I said, "That's impossible. We buried Bart." That's right.
4 feet into the ground.
The cat was alive. The cat that had absolutely died was on the side of the road, had been raised from the dead. The tomb was open. The stone was rolled away. The cat, I'm not drawing any parallels. You do that.
Eddie,
That's
it
yours.
crawled out of 6 feet of, did they put dirt back on the hole?
No, Tyler has recused himself from the show. It's going to close his laptop and be absolutely done with this. He cannot, no integrity. So according to the owner, I saw him with my own eyes. I know he was dead. He was cold, and now he was alive. When they discovered the resurrected Bart, she said that he acted like he was in no pain whatsoever. Bart is actually having surgery the day of this recording. He has an eye that is no longer with him, and they're having to reconstruct his jaw. They have started an online campaign to raise money, $2,000. For the surgery that this cat is going to need, because it's a miracle cat. And I'd like to end.
Is it like a Kickstarter? Like, can we get online and donate to this?
No, I'll tweet that out. We should all probably give to that. The only thing, and this is a quote from the owner, Ellis, the only thing I can think of is that this cat is God's miracle. And I thought, why 5 days later? If Bart was alive before, he would have come home earlier. All I can think of is that God created animal life on the 5th day. And there's your slice. How messed up is that?
Is this guy a pastor?
I mean,
is he just like looking for an analogy? Was this all an elaborate sermon analogy?
I mean,
and this obviously happened in Florida.
Oh, absolutely.
Clearly.
Yeah.
These kinds of things happen no place else but Florida.
Yeah.
It absolutely happened in Florida. It wouldn't be allowed.
I was on a local Florida news station. They had like weather, traffic, animal resurrections, like or navigation.
Catgate, yeah. So that's the crazy.
Okay,
Go.
I have a question.
Okay.
I have so many questions, actually.
Okay.
But did they go out to the hole where Bart had been buried to see what was there like a hole? Like he had dug his way through?
Yeah, they said that there was clearly some disturbance on the ground where it had been, and it seems like the cat had done some work. I mean, if you think about it, not all the dirt would be gone because you're kind of tunneling your way up to freedom.
4 feet?
They also say that it is possible that that another cat may have gotten on the scent and kind of helped unbury the other cat and kind of tried to dig him up a little bit. And so there may have been help from the other cats. They also say in order, one interesting little tidbit, just in case you're skeptical and not quite a believer yet and haven't converted, is that given your heart to cat, is that the apparently another cat died that day on the same street. 2 cats got hit by a car. That cat is still dead. So,
thanks for
2
ending on that
cats were
note,
killed
Eddie.
by the same car?
yeah.
This is the weirdest story ever.
In the
It is
same
the
street.
weirdest story ever.
Nothing.
Buried the lead there because who was the driver of this car?
No, not by the same
He's
car on
driving
the same
down the
day.
street,
Died in
eating
the street
cats.
died in the street in the same day. Not by the same car. I apologize if I misspoke.
What, was it in the same town though?
Yeah, same street. Same thing.
Same street.
Yeah, 2 cats
Not just
died.
the same day, 2 totally different areas.
Cats die all the time. They
No, I
wander,
know, but-
they wander around. They don't pay attention.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
They don't look both ways. So are we all
This is so weird.
how do we not believe this? A cat died, absolutely was dead, was buried, and then brought himself back to alive. And
Until I put my hand in the side of this cat, I do not
Yes.
In case I don't feel the 4-foot hole in the ground in myself, I just will not believe.
Shauna, how you doing?
I'm mystified.
I know. Yeah.
I don't believe it, Eddie. I don't believe
Doesn't
it.
it feel
Cat
like the
could
plot
not-
of every sitcom you've ever seen?
It
Like, oh, the cat was dead, and then, or like, we got another cat that looks just the same. I don't know.
What are we gonna
about
do
this.
now? We have 2 cats.
Yeah.
right. It seems implausible.
Yeah, and this is right before I scheduled a double blind date with 2 different girls on accident on the same night.
Exactly. It's exactly that kind of show. Yeah.
Well, it's hard to believe, but I think that we got to just have faith that it is true. Understand that it is totally. Oh, don't roll your eyes, Tyler. That it is totally plausible. Have confidence in what we hope for and assurance of that which we do not see. So
Oh
just
my goodness.
have we absolutely gone blasphemous enough for the podcast?
I don't know what's happening anymore.
I think this is my worst slice ever.
It's easily your most terrifying slice.
The thing
Where
though
did you
is-
wait? What news source? Like you read this on the
I
actual
just-
internet?
No, I just wrote it.
Is this Faith It? Is this a Faith It
It's
Facebook story?
Is this catnews.biz again?
well, .org/biz.
And there's a lot of dead animals going on right now.
Well, this is Florida.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's dead animals everywhere. I mean, you hit squirrels all the time.
Yeah, we got like 4 of them right under the desk right now.
Yeah, we got literally we have to clear them out of the studio every time we walk in. I will say, okay, I'm done messing around. It is a really crazy story though, right?
It's
Yeah.
completely bizarre.
But it's not unthinkable. It's not unreasonable to think that like if the cat wasn't, because it's not like you like check the pulse of a cat. You're just like
Right.
oh.
Like, I don't think a vet necessarily said the cat was gone,
No,
right?
no, his instinct was to call his buddy and have the buddy dig a 4-foot hole and
I
bury the
prefer a
cat.
medical record.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think if a veterinarian, like a professional veterinarian, was involved, he would recommend not putting the cat into a 4-foot deep hole.
Right.
And it was,
Right.
and I also think like if you're digging a hole, and Florida's really got sandy dirt, so it's not like hard clay. If we're thinking about the
Wait,
physics.
so
of this.
you're just stuck on the plausibility of this, Eddie?
Yeah, I do think
So
it's possible.
essentially, they put him in the sand.
think-
He napped for a while,
Right.
regained his strength.
Right,
It wasn't
kinda-
that hard to come back
He
out.
wakes
Came
up,
back.
maybe he's in a coma for 2 days, and then he's like, and then he starts to realize, okay, I know what up is, and right, scratching his way.
No matter how dead this cat was before they buried him under 4 feet of soil, he was dead after they put it. You would suffocate.
No, not in Florida. Not if you don't pack it down. No, it's pretty
Eddie,
loose.
there's
sand.
only one
Not
way
if they
to
did
find
the
out.
world's worst burying job, essentially.
If they did
There's
the,
like threw a little handful back into the hole.
right, if it was the world's worst burying job and the cat wasn't actually dead, I think this is a totally plausible
It's
thing.
like the
I don't-
plot for The Hangover 4.
Yeah, I don't know why this is so hard to believe, you guys. Feels like
Eddie, there's the only way to find out is we hit you with a car and we put you into a 4 feet deep hole
and just see
for
what
5
happens.
days.
Yeah.
I'll give you a shovel. I'll give you a layup.
I also feel like this recorded on a Wednesday and will drop on a Friday. I have a strong feeling that there will have been 9 articles out, and this guy's already been arrested by the time this thing gets posted.
He's scamming Kickstarter. He's like, right. and the real thing is the point that it reiterates over and over again in his quote is he needs $2,000
ASAP. Just send a check to him. Yeah. What's the name? Yeah, just whatever. Wow. Just give me the money.
Just put cat in the subject line. I'll figure it out.
It goes to the right place. Don't worry.